Hi guys! So I just want to review what you have to do today. This is our normal screen. So remember today is the 14th of December and it's your third day. So tomorrow you will be virtual. So it'll be like your normal remote days. You are learning about percent increase and decrease today. It's all about percent change. You got your warm up that you should have already done, and you should have done your homework from last night or, well, from the weekend. I know you had two homework assignments. So I'm going to go over the answers to that. And you have your quiz tomorrow. So today you are going to be given a quiz prep, which should be stapled to your warm up. So you should already have it. You have new notes. There is an option to play Kahoot if you guys are up for that, but you also have the homework for 5-6, which is the notes today, and the quiz prep, so you might want to skip the Kahoot. It's really up to you guys. All right, so here is the warm-up. You had Mr. Newhouse and Mr. Holmes. You had to see who makes more commission. The answer was Mr. Holmes. So just look at my work. We had to do 275,000 times 3%, so that's 300ths as a decimal for Mr. Newhouse, and then Mr. Holmes, it was 350,000 times 2.5%, which is 25 thousandths as a decimal. So you should have gotten Mr. Holmes. If your work didn't look like that, check your work and maybe try to figure out why. For the next one, it was about the car salesman. You were given the commission. So you were given the part, which means you have to divide the part by the percent as a decimal to get that whole, to get the sales price. So when you divide the $960 by the 300, you're going to get $32,000. And this one actually should have looked familiar because I think we did this exact problem in one of the last notes. All right, so that's the warm up. If you have questions on that, please email me. And we do have potential to do a Google Meet at some point. I just don't want to take too much of your time with you guys getting your work done. All right, here is your homework. This was 5-4. So you had the first house and the second house. The first house was $12,000. The second house was $13,300, which means the second house received the largest commission. Again, it's just like that warm up. You're multiplying the sale price or the whole by the percent as a decimal. All right, so check your work, see if it looks like mine. If not, try to figure out why. Up next, number 2, again, you're taking that whole, that sales price, and multiplying by the percent as a decimal. We have 3.5%, so that's 35 thousandths. So yours should look like that. And you should get $962.50 for the commission. All right, number 3, this one was tricky because you had 2 3/4%. You might know that that's 2 75/100%. Remember, a quarter, 3/4 is 75 cents. Or you can do the top dog gets the house, 3 divided by 4. You're going to get 0.75 or 75/100. So first step, change the percent to a decimal. You should get 275 10,000ths. And then you're going to multiply that by the $250,000 to get $6,875. All right, so that's number 3. Number 4, you're dividing part by the percent because you're given the commission and they want the sales price. So remember, when we want the sales price, we have to divide. So we take 1,760 and divide it by 4% as a decimal. So we have 400, so we get $44,000. All right. Number 10, again, you're given the commission, so you have to divide that by the percent as a decimal. You would take that 10 and divide by 20 hundredths or 2/10 and get $50. All right, so that was 5-4. Then you had the percent, more with the percent equation, but this was application with commission. So it was a little bit more tricky, but you guys got it. So this first one, you should have first done 225 times the 52 weeks in a year, which is 11,700. Then you had to take the sales for the year, which was $420,000, and multiply by that commission percent as a decimal. 6.5% is 65 thousandths. So you multiply that, you get 27,300, and then you add those to get a grand total of $39,000. right? That's Mr. Yang. So Mrs. Yang earned $650 per week with no commission. So what's her salary? You just take that 650, multiply it by 52. Remember, that's the weeks in a year that we always say. It's 52 weeks in a year. And we get $33,800. So then we want to compare Mr. and Mrs. Yang's salaries. We subtract because we're finding the difference there. You get $5,200 for the difference. All right. The next part, you are comparing the two different weekly salaries for Miss Donaldson. So you remember we like to split it in half, the first option, the second option. So that first option, it's $130 per week. Again, we're figuring out for the year, so we do 52 weeks in a year. So 130 times 52, you get $6,760. Then you have to do the commission. You see that it's $150,000 for sales for the year. So you have to take that whole and multiply by the percent as a decimal, which is 75 thousandths because it's 7.5%. All right. So we get 11,250. We add those together. So the first salary option is $18,070. For the second one, it's pretty straightforward. It's just that $400 per week with no commission. So remember how many weeks in a year? You should say 52. So 400 times 52, it's $20,800. And then finally, they want to know the difference. Remember, difference means to subtract. So you subtract those and you get $2,730. Right? So that is the conclusion of, that's the conclusion of the homework. So homework and warm up, if you have questions on that, please let me know. Up next, you guys are going to do your notes. You're going to do it through Edpuzzle. I hope it's working for you just fine. Once you finish your notes, you have the option to do Kahoot or to get started on your homework. Your homework is homework 5-6, goes right along with the lesson. And you also have that quiz prep. You have your quiz tomorrow. Before you take your quiz tomorrow, you need to send me either a picture of your completed quiz prep or you need to fill it out with Cami. So you're given the answers on that quiz prep. So I need to see some work of how you are getting those answers. All right. Again, if you have questions, please email me. I will be available. We've got Google Classroom. We can potentially do a meet if we need. Just let me know. Miss you guys. Hope you're doing all right. Have a great day.